When Lisa's flat-screen TV erupted in a shower of sparks during her live-streamed skincare tutorial, she shrieked about cursed wiring possessed by vengeful ghosts. I nearly choked on my coffee, doubled over laughing. What she didn't know, what she couldn't possibly have guessed, was that every puff of smoke, every scorched outlet, every fried appliance in her over-decorated suburban palace was my doing. Not out of spite, mind you, but out of science. See, Lisa decided to siphon solar power from my backyard shed to fuel her wine cooler and arsenal of air fryers. When she got greedy, I got electrical. I didn't just flip a switch. I engineered a surge to toast every unregulated gadget she owned. This wasn't petty revenge. This was thermodynamics teaching her a lesson she'd never forget. It all started 2 months ago. I'd been off-grid for a weekend, camping in the mountains with no cell service, just the way I like it. When I rolled back Sunday night, the LED on my solar shed was blinking red, the kind of red that screams, "You're about to kiss $1,000 in battery life goodbye." I'm no weekend tinkerer. I built this system during a sabbatical from my engineering firm. It's a high-efficiency, battery-buffered, inverter-balanced rig with digital telemetry and a remote kill switch, basically the Ferrari of backyard solar. So when my tablet's monitoring software showed an 18-hour power draw while I was gone, my stomach sank. This wasn't a glitch. Someone had tapped in. I traced the wires, crawling under the shed, digging up soil panels, until I hit a patch of freshly turned dirt by the fence. A flimsy PVC conduit ran from my system, under the fence, straight to Lisa's backyard. Not to a utility junction, not to a shared transformer, but to a tacky garden gnome, its hollow base hiding a janky junction box. The splice was a mesh-cheap duct tape, bargain bin copper wiring, and a splitter so shoddy it'd make an electrician weep. Worse, I recognized the red tape from my brand. Lisa hadn't just stolen power. She'd stolen my power. I knocked on her door. She answered with a smug grin, leopard print headscarf, mimosa in one hand, yappy dog in the other. "Can I help you, Nate?" she cooed, already playing the innocent. "Yeah," I said, cool as ice. "You've got 30 kilowatt hours of my power running through your fake gnome. Care to explain?" She didn't flinch. "Oh, that," she said airily. "My cousin's an electrician. He said your panels were overproducing, wasting energy. So we redirected some for the neighborhood's benefit." I blinked. "Lisa, you spliced into my private off-grid system. That's theft," she scoffed, claiming the HOA had approved an easement. Sure enough, she'd filed a shady variance citing some forgotten eco-sharing clause from the 1990s. The HOA, which she practically ran, rubber-stamped it without notifying me. I raised hell at the next HOA meeting, expecting outrage. Instead, I got 3 minutes of gaslighting and a pat on the back for my generous energy contributions. Lisa sipped cucumber water, smirking like she'd invented electricity. Meanwhile, her theft was costing me $1,000 a month. I stopped arguing and started planning. First, I turned my shed into a surveillance hub. A thermal camera in the gable vent tracked power draw in real time. Vibration sensors along the conduit flagged cable load changes. A discrete voltage tap monitored her usage. I knew exactly when Lisa's Tesla charged, when her pool pump kicked on, when her outdoor speakers blared. Her consumption skyrocketed. Sprinkler systems, garage lights, a cotton candy machine for her influencer brunches. Her house glowed like a Vegas casino, all on my dime. I confronted the HOA again, armed with graphs, heat maps, and sensor logs. They nodded politely, praised my data science, and suggested I donate another battery bank. The police called it a civil matter. The utility company washed their hands of it. Lisa was untouchable, hiding behind HOA bylaws and red tape. But I found her weak spot, her cousin, the electrician, whose certification was a $15 online scam. His wiring was a fire hazard, giving me legal leverage. I called my friend Raj, a grid stability engineer who builds surge protectors that laugh at lightning. He took one look at Lisa's setup and grinned. "Want to build a feedback loop?" "Hell yes, I did one that'd zap like karma on steroids." We spent a weekend crafting a legal, safe, but devastating trap. A dummy inverter mimicked normal voltage until the draw spiked, then unleashed a high-voltage feedback loop. Not enough to burn her house down, but enough to fry her blender. We set the threshold just below her multi-appliance load, added a 15-second delay for drama, and hid it in a camo case. Then we waited. The chance came fast. Lisa threw a brunch and broadband bash, a garish mix of mimosas and live streaming with her influencer pals. Her house was a power-sucking death trap, ceiling fans on full blast, coffee makers humming, a cotton candy machine spinning sugar into oblivion. My panel lit up as her draw spiked. At 11:23 a.m., she tripped the threshold. 5 seconds. 10. At 15, the surge hit. Lights flickered. A chandelier shattered, raining glass on her crustless sandwiches. Her toaster belched smoke and sparks. A hair straightener shot flames. Her Wi-Fi router caught fire midstream, and her garage door slammed shut like a guillotine. Lisa sprinted across her lawn in leopard flats, screaming about Russian hackers. I sipped lemonade on my porch, watching chaos unfold like a blockbuster. She stormed over, hair crackling with static, dog yapping like a possessed toy. "You hacked my house, Nate," she shrieked, accusing me of a male conspiracy to silence women in energy spaces. I handed her a brochure I'd printed, The Financial and Legal Consequences of Power Theft, complete with a pie chart of appliance damage costs. She tore it up, but her eyes screamed defeat. Her live stream, frozen on her panicked face wreathed in smoke, was already viral. That night, cops showed up, flashlights in hand. Lisa had accused me of sabotage. I invited them in, showed my logs, wiring diagrams, and footage of her Nome Junction. I explained the dummy inverter, all within legal limits. They watched Lisa's splice spark like a cheap firecracker, nodded, and left with a sigh. "This is a mess," one said. "It's about to get messier," I replied, glancing at my power graph. Lisa didn't learn. By noon, she had 2 sketchy workers in neon vests resplicing the line. One vaped through the job, the other's tool belt was duct taped together. My meters pinged at 2:15 p.m. She was back in business. I let her think she'd won. Her cousin's new splice was a disaster, ungrounded and unstable, turning her house into a ticking bomb. Sure enough, she threw another brunch, flyers plastered on Instagram, tagged with the HOA's account like a redemption tour. Guests sipped mimosas under patio umbrellas, pretending last week's fiasco never happened. Lisa, in a flamingo pink sundress, worked the mimosa bar, her hair still frizzy from the last surge. 20 minutes in, her blender whined like a dying animal. The pool pump rattled. An ice cream maker danced off a table. A guest got zapped plugging in a phone. My laptop showed a surge spike beyond the last loop. Lisa's cousin had made her system a firecracker. The feedback triggered automatically. Her dining room chandelier exploded, glass flying. A laptop sparked and burned. The cotton candy machine rolled off the porch, bursting into flames. The pool pump sprayed water like a geyser. Her garage door locked shut. Guests fled, phones out, live streaming Lisa meltdown. Lisa stood frozen, mimosa in hand, as a smoldering crock-pot collapsed the table. She let out a guttural scream, like a kettle on its last breath. This time, she didn't dare blame Minute with cops, cameras, and 30 witnesses. A guest's minor burns from a metal chair sparked a police case. Lisa, cornered, admitted on body cam to borrowing my power for ethical redistribution. The officer's deadpan reply, "Ma'am, that's utility theft," earned her citations for tampering and endangering guests. The county utilities board launched a probe. I sent them my footage. They found ungrounded panels, a homemade battery bank, and reverse polarity in 3 circuits, a ticking voltage bomb. Her house was red-tagged, shutting off her pool pump, HVAC, and wine chiller. Even her Alexa went dark. Lisa fought back, storming an HOA meeting with a new bob haircut and a stack of rants. She demanded a committee to probe off-grid abuse, waving her charred toaster like evidence. She moved to seize my solar setup for safety. 3 board members nodded. Lisa had clout from years of barbecues and blackmail. But she'd invited the same cops who cited her. One stepped forward, clarifying her illegal splice and body cam confession. The room went silent. Her emergency motion was tabled. She sat, red-faced, as her allies abandoned her. Online, Lisa ranted about a tech-savvy conspiracy, calling me Nate the Blackout Bandit. My friends begged for T-shirts. The county's investigation escalated. Her violations warranted a full inspection. When she and her cousin tried rewiring the Nome at midnight, my infrared cameras caught it. I sent the footage to the inspector. Her house was a code violation nightmare. She was done. But Lisa ran for HOA president, claiming she'd protect the community from technical predators. I ran too, armed with flyers, timelines, citations, photos of fried appliances, a QR code to the county report Lisa's greatest hits. On election day, I handed out solar-powered flashlights. Lisa paced, yelling at squirrels, offering mini muffins. I won in a landslide. My first act, a bylaw banning unauthorized energy taps. Second, mandatory safety inspections. Third, a digital sign listing violation fines, Lisa's name blazing like a beacon. She snapped, fleeing in a U-Haul, hurling a surge protector like a discus. Her gnome stayed, melted. I spray-painted it gold, a karmic guardian by my battery bank. Weeks later, I audited her HOA mess illegal street lamps, fake variances, unpaid vendors. I replaced her inspiration board of passive-aggressive quotes with a solar-powered LED showing power trends. We launched energy credits, eco-landscaping discounts, community gardens. The HOA became a community, not a dictatorship. Lisa tried returning, scouting properties with a new hair color. I proposed the Lisa Clause, no re-entry for utility thieves without a 75% vote. It passed. She saw the LED sign at the entrance, listing the rule. Our eyes met. She mouthed, "You win." I sipped lemonade. It wasn't victory, it was balance. Her social media went silent. I expanded my solar array, powered neighborhood movie nights, gave a talk, revenge through renewable energy. The gnome, lit by reclaimed sunshine, stands watch. Lisa's current is gone. I built something brighter.